Hello, YouTube. This is Lonnie coming at you. Today, September the 19th. It is around 3 p.m. today. And I am coming to tell you about my 3.5 update with being a post-op patient of gastric bypass. Now, today I'm feeling great, fantastic, bubbly, energetic. I haven't done any exercise yet, besides going up and down the stairs, but other than that, no exercise yet. I actually plan on doing so after this video. I'm going to work out on the weights and do some dancing. But this is my second time recording this video, so I'm hoping that I hit my main points because the last video was 31 minutes. I am determined to cut that down in half for you guys. Excuse me. So, all right, just a quick update. Because like I said, this is not an official 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but this is in between 3.5 weeks. So, basically, if this is now a recap, this is about my 5th video in, and again, I'm gastric bypass patient. In 2008, I had a lap band put in, and I was successful with it. It wasn't until I got pregnant I had to get the fluid out, and slowly the weight came back. And then there were some complications when I tried to utilize the band again. And 2013 I had to take it out. And just 2015, this year in August, I actually had the bypass performed under the recommendation of 4 different freaking doctors who didn't even hesitate to say that, oh yes, I recommend you. So with that being said, let's get into it. The weight. Now I've already determined that I'm not going to be the type that is driven by numbers on a scale. Okay, not me, not here. No, the weight that I get, I will get officially from the doctor's office, and it'll be, right now I have a 2-week checkup and then a 4-week checkup, and from there on I'll see how much longer I'm to go into the doctor's. Of course, if it's like one time every month, then obviously I'll weigh myself a couple times at home. But the last time I was at the doctor's was a 2-week checkup, and the highest weight was 330. I am 6 feet tall, so the 330, I could carry it and carry it well, and you would not think I was in the 300s at all, but yes, I was. And the weight on my 2-week checkup was 286. That's freaking crazy, 286. Now, I should say my highest weight was 330. However, my surgery weight was 302. And then the 2 weeks after surgery, 2 weeks post-op, my weight was 286. So I was extremely elated, when I was at that point. And again, my 4-week, which is next Tuesday, I'll know my weight and everything. So I'll go ahead and post that update. Officially my 1-month post-op then. But as far as food goes, okay, so I've been given the approval to do pureed foods and smooth foods. Smooth foods such as yogurts, because yogurts are thicker, right? And because the doctor told me, he's like, oh yeah, do some puree foods, like, like the cream of broccoli type soups, and you could sprinkle some of your protein powder in there or something like that, because cream of broccoli doesn't really have much protein. It tastes good, but doesn't have much protein. So now I haven't gotten to that point because the protein powders that I have are all flavored, and I haven't gotten to the point of sprinkling them on anything yet. So therefore, I make sure that whatever I do consume as far as food has protein in it until I get that protein powder that's unflavored. And so I've been pureeing chicken, oxtail, yes, oxtail. I reached deep for my West Indian roots, and I made some oxtail stew for the family last week. And I actually took the bones, heated them up with the sauce and some carrots, pulled the meat apart from the bone, and just blended the heck out of that, and it was fantastic. And I would also put some chicken into it, blend it with it, so that way I know I'm getting a good array of different protein sources. So I had, in fact, this is the bowl I had today. This is from, oh shoot, I had something in it too. Whoops. This is from Pier 1 Imports. I got this little bowl. I got it because I like the design. It's something different, and I thought it could be a great appetizer dish when we entertain. And little did I know that this would actually become my bowl, my eating bowl. And it can only hold like 4 or 5 ounces of food. So it's perfect size for me in my meals. And so yeah, I would actually, in fact, earlier today I took the oxtail meat, did some of the vegetables, and about a what equivalent of a tablespoon of chicken from rotisserie chicken, and a quarter and a spoon tablespoon of salmon. I had stuffed salmon, stuffed spinach in salmon that I cooked yesterday, and I had about a tablespoon of it left. So I put all that into the jar, and I just mashed it all together, made it mush food, as my mom would always call it. And it was some damn good mush food today for lunch. So yes, that was fantastic. And yogurt's been tolerating those well. So I've actually been doing quite well, I think, with my food and my food choices. I did make a cauliflower pizza for the first time. It came out pretty damn good, I must add. And I have the little round bowls, so I made it so it's nice and round. It almost looks like a personal pizza that Pizza Hut would sell you, but way less calories and carbs and fat. And I went ahead and baked that, and then I poured my sauce and my toppings and the cheese. So I was able to make 6 of these cauliflower pizzas. I dolled it all up with stuff that I like, and then I stacked them up and wrapped them up and put them in the freezer, in the deep freezer. This way, when I get onto solids, and if I'm wanting pizza, I got my stuff right there. Again, I have to stress, preparation is definitely key, especially if you work far away from home, or if you're doing a road trip that's away from the house, anything that is away from your comfort zone of knowing where everything is and where to go for what you need at that time. If you can prepare for all of that, then you'll be a step ahead. You really will. Because right now I did not go with my husband and my son today to my in-laws, because I knew for me that I cannot have solids yet, and the food there, if it smells really good, I have nowhere to go to get away from it, to escape it, except for outside where the bugs are. And I'll be damned. No, I'm not going to get eaten up just so that I can't eat. And it really is a mental thing. But sometimes with the mental struggle, it is real. It really is. And sometimes you have to put it down. You really do. And I remember I went over to my brother's, and he is a damn good cook, very good cook. And he barbecued for some of his friends that came over. We were over there, and he made these rack of ribs and macaroni salad, and a whole bunch of stuff where all the aroma is filling the house from top to bottom. There wasn't a room I can go into to escape it. And that was the first time away from the house. I packed everything that I needed to eat while I was out there. But the smell of everything got to me so badly. I told my husband, I said, listen, I need to lay down. And when I lay down, I forced myself to go to sleep, so I would not have to be around that. And I told him, I said, if the same thing happens at my in-laws, I said, I'm gonna have to fall asleep. And I don't know. So yes, that has been a bit rough for me. But again, if I'm in my own sanctuary here, I can handle it. I can deal. I can even make dinner or breakfast for my family without really craving anything, because I now know how to approach it, and I now know how to um, uh, deal with it. And there are some things that I can actually eat with them, just a pureed version of it. Like, for instance, the other day I made grits. In fact, my son loves cheesy grits, so I put just a little cheese this time, not as much as I used to. So I put a little cheese into the grits, and I made scrambled eggs just with pepper and garlic, and then I made bacon for them. So I actually took one piece of bacon, one egg, scrambled egg for myself, and a scoop of the grits. I put it all in a cup, and I have a hand mixer, so I hand mixed it all. All was mush, and I was able to eat that for breakfast. So there, I'm finding different ways of doing things too, and not to the point where I'm like starving myself or overdoing it with things that are too high in fat or too high in sugar, and because dumping syndrome is a real issue, and thankfully I have not had to deal with it. Knock on wood. Hopefully I will never have to deal with it, even though sometimes, chocolate cookies and whatnot. But I have found different recipes for the healthier version of cookies and cakes and whatnot. So when I get to solids, I'll be happy to look down that route. But yeah, so that's foods. One last thing with foods. It is 11 minutes. I know my 15-minute mark. So one last thing with foods. Last night I bought Breyer's Carb Smart ice cream. They have the fudge bars. I'll see if I can put a picture up of the nutrition label on it. Fantastic. We already had the approval from our nutritionist that we can have those. And because it's dairy, it acts like a meal. It does sit in the stomach for about 2 hours or so. I could not drink. I didn't want to eat anything because I was full and satisfied from it. But I wanted to drink my hot tea, my smooth move tea. I couldn't do it until 3 hours, or 3.5 hours later. So that was something that I learned, because I really thought, oh, it's liquid, I can handle it, and then a half hour later, I can drink something else. No, no, no. 3 hours it took me. So 7 o'clock and then 10 o'clock, that's when I had to drink my tea. So tonight I'm going to do it differently, and so that ice cream is the very last thing that I consume tonight. So that's my treat for today. Now, again, the weight, that's not an issue for today. My 4-week checkup, I'll go ahead and display that. But one thing I did want to say is, see this? This is not my wedding ring. This is my mother's ring, one of her rings. And I'm wearing it because I feel naked without anything there. Because last week I went from my highest at 330 pre-op to surgery weight of 302 to a 2-week update at 286. And a few days after my 2 weeks, sorry, I cracked my knuckle, 2 weeks, or a week after, closer to my 3rd week post-op, I just said, well, let me see if I could take the ring off. And I finally was able to get it off after 3.5 years of it being stuck on my finger and unable to budge because of the weight gain. And when I took it off, I said, I'm holding true to my promise. I said, if I would ever get that ring off, first thing I'm going to do is get it cleaned. And it's off to the jewelers, getting detailed and cleaned and everything. So, I mean, that to me speaks volumes more than the numbers on the scale could ever. To know that I could do that before when I was around 260, 270. And, at 3 plus, I knew that wasn't happening. Anything I tried doing with this greasing up the finger, nothing worked. Nothing worked. Even the string of wrapping around, trying to pull it off, no. I made my finger nice and raw underneath that ring. Now my finger's healing. The ring is getting clean. It's going to look fantastic when I get it back. And on top of that, one of my dresses I actually tried on for the first time in a while. It fit wonderfully. I had room in it as well. It was just a little cold out and I couldn't wear it. But that again shows me the progress. So I don't need the numbers on the scale to tell me as much. Now, of course, later down the line, I will incorporate that more so. But right now, starting off, I don't want to get into that habit of constantly being a scale watcher, So, yes, that's been that update. Medicine wise, nothing pretty much has changed. All the vitamins, I'm still on those. That's not going to change at all. But my nails are growing with the vitamins. So that's really good because I don't like milk, so it's hard for them to grow really. But yeah, so that's the food, the update with the weight, and the measurements I have not taken. I will take those on the 4 week. And next week is my last week out of work for my medical leave. Then I'll go back. So I'm really excited to go back. I have got my know-how, my knowledge, and what I can do, what I can't do, what I know makes me feel groggy, and what stay away from when I get to work. So I'm all for it. I'm ready to rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll. And the last minute of this, okay, it's 15 minutes. The last minute of this is for TMI section. Still having a bit of constipation, but I now have it under control. And I use Docalax suppository, and I'm drinking Smooth Move tea. Right now, it was recommended by my nurse to drink twice a day Smooth Move tea, just to get on track with promoting a normal bowel movements. And I've been going like every 3 days. So I'm in the norm, the new norm for bypass patients, but that's still not my norm. And I know that I was an everyday goer. And being every 3 days, every 4 days, it's really screwing with me. And I'm like, no, I need to induce something here, So the Docalax, now I don't do it just to do it. I actually feel the urge to push, but nothing comes out. So that's when I put the Docalax, and I'm drinking the Smooth Mood tea, and it's getting me back on track fast. So it's fantastic. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it for the TMI right now. But I will do another update. Like I said, the 4 week, the 1 month out. 1 month. What's that? Holy crap! Time flies. It really does fly. And next time when I update you guys, I'm going to speak to the moms, whether married moms or single moms, who are trying to venture down this path, and if they're wondering if they can do it, you know, um, and still be that wife and mother of the family. Because sometimes I'm gonna let you know it's difficult, it's hard, because there you can't pick up the little babies, you can't pick them up yet, and it breaks your heart sometimes, but it's only for a temporary time frame. So I will make sure I put that on the list to talk about, and I will talk to you guys later. So have a good one.